All right, what's going on back here at the 10 to Win Garage? How's everybody doing today? Enjoying the nice spring weather, I hope. A little bit going on here. We took off last week, and I think we're going to take off this week. So our next planned scheduled race date is going to be the 8th of May. I'm going to be back up at Green Valley Speedway, just like every other time. Our pit crew took vacation this week. Wife's birthday, so got a lot going on. Just didn't want to push it. We're actually going to take this time, these next couple days, and we're going to change some stuff around, or at least take a look at them. We're going to be pulling off the shocks and the springs on each tire to see what we got. We do it. We got a couple shocks, couple springs. We got some extra parts here. Got all our tires lined up. You never know until you try something. And if you look at this footage here from the last race, the car didn't ever want to get over onto the right side. Now I know that's gonna be my lack of inexperience, but this just seemed like a good time to mess with some things and see how it goes. We're gonna do it, we're gonna have plenty of time. We're not gonna be rushing to change things over, and like I've got this one on there, and just to see how it was, and I already think I'm gonna take that one off and switch it, but it's just gonna give us some time to do everything methodically and make sure it gets done right. And we're gonna see if we can't try some things up to keep it from driving like a go-kart. About the best I can explain it. And the driver is gonna get better too and things like that, but this is going to be step one of experiments. All right, what's going on, guys? We're a couple days removed from the last little segment we shot, and we were sitting out here listening for turkeys. Beautiful countryside, sitting out here listening for turkeys, and I'm thinking about racing, obviously, and on explaining why I am kind of doing some of the things that I'm doing, changing the car, especially after one race. And really, there's no rhyme or reason for it, other than to see what happens to it. A little bit of background: I've never dirt raced at all before. Literally, the last video that I posted was my first feature ever. The time before that I went out, I broke rear end in the car, so we didn't make the feature. But one thing that kind of might help some of you guys that might want to be getting into dirt racing is iRacing. And I fully believe that iRacing has helped me understand things that would take quite a while to understand. I'm not saying that it's made me a master in anything, but And it's definitely not going to make you fast. It has nothing to do with the driving of the car, but if you take the time to learn the setups on iRacing, you can begin to understand and vaguely apply it to your real life stuff, or your real life stuff you can vaguely apply it to iRacing, vice versa. It's not a make you fast end all be all, but it is some insight. So if you guys if you're thinking about getting into racing, and you're not quite sure if it's something you would enjoy, that's how I was. I love watching the races. My family drag raced, so it's not like it's out of the blue or anything. But I did try iRacing, and what? So the theory behind it is my car felt like it was taking so much effort to get into the corner, and if the faster I was going, it started to just slide. Like it wasn't wanting to grab into the corner and turn until it almost like it broke the tires loose and you slid around. And so we're in the process. We're pretty well done. I don't know if you're going to have any more video of it, but we're pretty well done. We started a book of what was on there before and what we're putting on for the next race. So the things that we're changing. And what we found, the major thing that I guess I was concerned about, but it makes sense, is the dog. Our right front spring has been the stiffest, and the shocks they're kind of worn out. So we did our best to try to decipher what we got there, but the spring was by far the stiffest spring I own on that right front, and it was like it was keeping it, plant that tire, keeping the body from rolling over and getting around the corner like it's supposed to. I'm not saying that iRacing is, God's gift to racing or anything like that, but if you do the same thing in that game, if you make your right front spring the stiffest, it's going to be super hard to turn until it breaks the tires loose. Like the same theory is in place there. So that's kind of why we're changing it up. We're not gonna like go crazy and change the whole thing, but we are gonna change little things like that. And while I was out listening, I actually walked down up over the hill here this morning. While I was down there listening to a turkey gobble half mile away, it was just starting to come to me on how I would explain and what I would explain. So that's gonna be it. We're not gonna be racing this weekend. Next May 8th is gonna be the next race for the 10 to win Modlite. I'm gonna be at Valley Speedway in Grain Valley, Missouri. Just gonna try to go improve, get things tightened up. I do really think that these changes are with a purpose and going to help just the drivability of the car for me. But one thing we are going to try to work on is we're going to try to get up the track a little bit, and see if that will help as well. So a couple things we're going to work on. No better time to think about stuff like this than out in the woods. But appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you later. Might even see you guys on some iRacing here.